Yeah, another Monday is here, and we're live on Joy News Interactive. My name is Miss G, the Entertainment General. We are live also on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 144. Join the conversation on our Facebook page. Is Joy News on TV. Now, first on the bill, President Akufo-Addo says donor support to budgets of some ministries in 2016 is equal to the revenue allegedly diverted by some 19 custom officials who were arrested recently. It will be recalled that 3 weeks ago, the country's law enforcement agencies cracked allegedly a syndicate of 19 persons at the Tema Harbour, comprising custom officials and representatives of 3 clearing and freight forwarding agencies who were allegedly responsible for the loss of some 1.2 billion in revenue to the state. Now, referring to the figures from the Ministry of Finance, President Akufo-Addo stated that the budget for the Ministry of Health in 2016 amounted to some 2.9 billion Ghana cedis. Out of this amount, 443 million Ghana cedis, representing 26% of the ministry's budget, was financed by overseas donors. Now, we posted this on our Facebook page, and let's get to read your reactions. And Yeboah Solomon says, as a mere individual fighting corruption in Ghana, it will never work. So mandated institutions must work. And in my candid opinion, the death sentence or penalty should be given to any person caught in the act of bribery and corruption. And Kojo Bennett says, we can't be hitting the streets each week to demonstrate. President must advise his fellow politicians to stop influencing the institutions in charge of investigating and prosecuting corrupt officials, period. And fighting corruption is an individual responsibility, but if the systems do not work, then our energies will be wasted. Bring to book everyone that is found corrupt by death penalty. That is how the war of corruption can be won. Simple. And Prince Nordin Bawumia says, as a citizen and not a spectator, I pledge to be a vigilante reporting corrupt officials to an appropriate institution for an appropriate sanction to be taken. It's a collective responsibility and a frantic effort aimed at cleansing corruption acts in the country. Ghana is working again. And Koshi says, corruption is everywhere under this government. The CE for Salvalugu has been accused of bribing the assembly members with 1,500 each. The president is not interested in investigating this. He sincerely cannot fight corruption, and that's an allegation that is yet to be substantiated. And Mr. President, hell no, corruption is still in progress. I applied for a job last week and the manager asked me to pay 400 Ghana cedis before I get the chance to work in the industry. And civil society cannot curb corruption if politicians are corrupt. Mr. President, all you corrupt politicians are saying under your watch the judicial system is being manipulated with Delta Force saga. Former presidents did same with Muntie 3. Politicians must stop manipulating institutions. Then we will see a good bye to, or we can say a goodbye to corruption. I guess that's what you want to say. And Dab Nimo says he said the truth, but he's doing the talking without walking as our father and leader. That's what you are saying. And comments from you concerning that post. The Auditor General Daniel Dumelevo has leveled that some 25 individuals identified as owing the state have settled their debt even before the Supreme Court ruling directing him to retrieve state funds is enforced. Mr. Dumelevo says that he is committed to enforcing the court's directive to the letter and warned against interferences as he set out to retrieve monies from persons cited to have misappropriated state funds. He says, and I quote, "More than a month ago, we identified about 25 individuals who were going to call on, but when we went to the Public Accounts Committee to find out the current status, all of them have paid the money," he said. So we posted this on Facebook. Let's read your comments. Jenfi says, "The fear of serious leaders in the hands of affair can clean the system of corruption. These are leaders we must vote for, not a weak leader that claims to have swag and handsome but filled with incompetence, and the same time pampered by incompetence and the CLS polluted minds." And Anna says, "If attempted rape is rape and attempted murder is murder, then just paying back what you've looted is not enough. The state should go ahead and prosecute them, if possible, sentence them to death by hanging. That's what's being done in China and some Arab countries." And Watson says, "I don't understand. Pay debts how? This person is stolen from you, and you, for the fear of being taken to prison, he comes and tell you the money I took is that one debt. They should pay every dime with interest and should explain why they took state funds as if it's their pocket money." And Joe Kiki says, this sets the tone for terrorism, when the ordinary Ghanaian goes to prison for stealing from an individual, yet in high state offices, the officials still and appear before the Public Account Committee. They laugh and end the matter, yet claim to have something called Constitution, which says equality before the law. Which law and which equality? That's what I guess you want to say. A time is coming whereby people will kill officials without taking anything from them because the so-called law fails. The so-called equality citizen tend to apply its own way. Ghana is a failed nation. It's time for our colonial masters to come back and lead and not even appoint any Ghanaian as a messenger, because we can't entrust information to a Ghanaian so-called leader. And Asibe says, as long as these corrupt officials are only allowed to return stolen money, they'll continue to steal and or misappropriate them. And that is the problem. In some African countries, the Public Accounts Committee straight to jail, from their Public Accounts Committee straight to jail. But in Ghana, you don't know how things work. People admit to embezzlement of funds, but they go scot-free. Oh, post-independence leaders, as always have failed this country, I guess. And Solomon says, not just paying the monies back, but severe punishment should follow to serve as a deterrent. And do we need to prosecute them? No, or let them settle their debt? You are asking. And Koshi says, so they know what they were doing was wrong, or they knew what they were doing was wrong, losing the nation as no one's business. And we support that, including TEPA's nurses and midwifery training college is also inclusive. And just scratch my back, and I do say when my party wins politics. And what about the almighty Woyome and their confirmed wearers? And can you please do some fact checking on this matter for us, because I have some doubts. I want to know the detail. The details is what we put out. Oh yeah, this I call the kingdom of heaven suffers violence. And are they paying back with interest, or they're just paying? The headline is deceptive. You're saying interesting times ahead from Prince Nuruddin Bawumia. And Che Bafo says, who say man no day? And so soon Ghana will work again, says Fred Mensah Nyaku. Now, the government says it's taking note of concern raised by a section of the public regarding the mandatory towing charges to take effect on July 1, and is taking steps to resolve them. Deputy Information Minister Akufo-Addo says there have been already a series of engagements with various stakeholders to see how to deal with some of the concern. He said on Saturday on Newsfile on Multi TV's Joy News that the government was, and I quote, picking the various pieces of all the legislation that have to deal with the toll tax. And to take a second look at it, end of quote. So I'm sure a lot of you are excited that, this will be looked at again. Let's see how you'll be responding to this comment by the Deputy Information Minister, Akufo-Addo, on our Facebook page. We're still trying to get through to your comments on our Facebook page, and very soon we'll do well to read that to you. A lot of you weren't happy initially when we talked about the toll that was going to be paid, but now let's see what you're saying. Prince Nuruddin Baumia says interesting times, but I guess the toll tax shouldn't be any discrepancies, or there shouldn't be any discrepancies. The future of Mother Ghana on road safety should be our vital concern. Ghana is working again, and Sana Mohammed says interesting times ahead, but anyway, it's a good move. And I says good news. So people initially were not happy, so they're calling it a good news. We wait to see what the result of the negotiations or conversations will be. But we'll take a break now. We're back with more here on Joy News Interactive. Please stay. Now, welcome back from the break, and today is World Sickle Cell Day. We are asking you, do you know you're sickling? Let's see what you've been posting. And Yima says, learned something small about this in senior high school, but I have no idea about it. The little I know is a serious disease. I think a lot of education is needed, and sickle cell anemia is a genetic disease, but let's pray to Allah to grant us good health, period. And I have less information about that, but we'll make time to learn soon. Yeah, I know, says Wasi, and yes, I know my sickling status, says Kwame Busy. So people are saying that they know their sickling status. Others would need some more education about this. Now, is it wrong for a woman to pay the bills when on a date? Normally, the man does all the paying, but we're asking you, is it wrong for the woman to also pick up the bill? Let's see how you'll be reacting to this on our Facebook page. And Ebenezer Jimensa says, the one who requested the date should pay. If it happens to be the lady, then she should pay. And Adansi Pimpim says, not at all. It's so romantic, but don't try it with a lady. And why is it wrong? If it's wrong to pay, then everybody should pay his or hers. And no law in the Constitution of Love forbids that, said Kofi Danso, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I'll be glad to do so, says Grace Mensa. And a big no from Anthony, saying that a big no, women shouldn't pay. If there are any more messages, let's see them on the screens. And let's see what people are saying. Not at all, says Jane. And Loverboy says, no, 1,000 times. He says, no, a woman should never pick the bill. I guess you're so rich, you always pay whenever you and your lady are out on a date. We take another break. We are back with some more here on Joy News Interactive.